In College Football 27, a successful dynasty rebuild is all about decision making, ensuring that you're making the right ones and you're avoiding the wrong ones. And today I'm breaking down my dynasty rebuild, do's and don'ts. But as always, guys, I hope you find this content actionable, engaging, entertaining, all the good things, all the good vibes, that it will lead you to liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, hitting the bell notification, and sharing the content with someone else, and to continue to support and promote this channel for your boy Coach Dame. But before I get into the actual content, I want to say this. I saw the update about the stuff. I saw the things about the microtransactions in Road to Glory and in Dynasty mode. I'm going to say this real quick and I'm going to move on. I'm vehemently against it. EA, remove it. We do not need it. You can It was not promoted. It was not talked about. Nothing. Like, do not do this to us. Do not do this to your consumers, to your customers, to your players. Don't do that, man. It's just not. It's not a good look. It's not a good vibe whatsoever, and I'm vehemently against it. I stand with college football play, don't pay. I think that's the hashtag on Twitter. College football play, don't pay. But let's get into the content that I actually came here for. My do's and don'ts in Dynasty right now. Still working through that Memphis rebuild. I just got the stuff I needed. I'm gonna start filming my CCU, my Coastal Carolina rebuild and everything. I think you guys are gonna love it. You know, all this. I'm working on some production stuff. Just stick with your boy. Just stick with your boy. But number one, my do thing that I think that you should do, and things that I do every single season in College Football 27, I jump into the practice mode or practice simulator with my team, and I figure out the way to use said team with NIL, with the transfer portal. There's so much, and I mean so much, when it pertains to just roster turnover, right? You don't know who's going to stay on your team, right? Because there's going to be players already on the roster that have deal breakers that's already broken, which is crazy. I don't know why EA does it like that, but they're already broken. So because of that fact, you're going to lose guys, and you're going to bring guys in. You're going to lose guys, and to lose guys and bring them in, when you have those new players, for example, you bring in a new starting quarterback. You don't know their throwing motion. You don't really know how their arm feels. You don't know anything, right? Like, you can see the numbers of their stats and their traits and everything, but you don't know how it operates with that said player. Some guys have an over the top throwing motion. Some have a 3/4 throwing motion, right? Some have the lower arm slide, like whatever the arms, like for a quarterback, you need to learn the throwing motion. Also, the reticle speed, right? For the bar. If you're using, was it revamped? I think it's a new one. That's the one. Last year on 26, I was using the was it accuracy and ball placement. I'm very close to going back to that, but I think, don't quote me, I think I found the reticle speed that I'm good with. With the revamp passing, I'm gonna keep trying it out. I'm gonna keep testing it out and everything to see if I can really, because I'm not a big fan of it. I feel like it lags, not lags, but I feel like it puts more air on the ball than need to. And I'm just trying to find that happy medium where I can, if I need to layer it, I can layer it. When I need to drill it and just put some fire, that 100-mile-per-hour fastball, to fit it in the red zone, I need to, yeah, I need to learn how to, I need to figure that out. So I'm working on that, right? But the throwing motion, the reticle speed for the throwing motion for the quarterback, that's key. When you're running the ball, and be able to read, see how your running back flows and how they move. Are they agile? Are their cuts seamless and everything else? That stuff matters. Why wait till you get into a game when it's a win-loss situation? Why not jump in practice? Practice makes perfect, right? Jump in the practice simulator, test out your new players, and see how they mesh together. Also, you will figure out if you like the receivers that the computer has starting on the top of the depth chart, right? You say, okay, there's a guy that's 86 speed, but he has the highest overall. Do I really want to use him? Let's test him out. Maybe he's a great route runner. Excuse me. Maybe he's a great route runner and all of that. Cool. He's getting open quickly. He's cooking. And you're like, you know what? I can deal with you, Adam Thielen. This is no shot at Adam Thielen. I'm just saying, I could deal with you, Adam Thielen, huh? I could deal with that. Hunter Renfro. What? I could deal with it, right? But let's say you can't. Now you say, you know what? Yeah, you got the highest overall. I get it. I'm putting some guys who are better athletes. Can be playing a lot of these games. I need somebody that's going to get open quickly, be a good athlete, and make plays after the catch. So you get to test those things out. The route running for receivers is so paramount. Guys, on 26, this happened a lot with like tight ends. I'll get a chance for a tight end. I not utilize them, not tested them out in the practice simulator. And you're telling me this guy is I got him on the out route or in breaking route, right? And defense is sending pressure. I'm like, oh, bet they're sending pressure. I got this in breaker at like 5 yards. We're good. He's in the slot and he gets to the top of his route and he does this like Michael Jackson in the was it the I forget the name of the song. Oh my god. But listen, you know. He's just up there doing this. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I have pressure in my face. I'm either going to get sacked, I'm going to try to throw this ball before they hit me. They're going to still hit me because it's a football, because it's a game, and they favor the CPU on Heisman, and it's going to be a pick six by one of these 350-pound defensive tackles they got, right? But you're out here just doing this in the middle of the field. It was pissing me off. Like, it pissed me off. So learning these things of how, because you know what I started doing? No more out routes for you, bud. Crossers, crossers, slants, hitches, seam routes, corner routes, post routes. Maybe I'll run some curls, in breakers and out breakers. If I ran it again and you out here doing this number, I swear to God, brother, like, no, we're going to drug test you and I'm kicking you off the team. All right. Okay. You go and I'm suing you. I want my NIL back because you out here getting our quarterback hurt. So it's those things matter. Those things matter. Like jumping into the practice simulator, learning your team. And listen, to be completely honest, even in the real world situation, NFL coaches prefer their quarterbacks to throw interceptions in practice. You need to learn what you can and can't do in practice. So do that. Utilize it. Take the practice simulator and let it help you be better. But now let's shift to what you don't do. Don't ignore the weekly training, right? So for those for those who don't play Madden, I think it started. Well, I just got Madden, started playing Madden again last year. I really liked last year's Madden. I'm excited for this year's Madden. So in Madden, they have the weekly training simulator. Basically, you don't play it. Oh no, Madden, you do. You could play, if I'm not mistaken. I think you could play some of those things. But either way, you get to set your team and where your team like is in a sense, um with the weekly training. So like you see here, you get to go through and you get to pick who doesn't practice based on the potential post practice report. So you see here, you got guys that are going to be their risk of injury is increased, things of that nature. There is low, is increased. They could -1 on tackling, things like that. So I would go through, and there's guys literally. I would go through and see who had wear and tear, who was like, if they practiced, they would be in really bad shape. I would go through that and figure it out, and I would either set them to limited practice or no practice, whichever one fielded the best results. Because the reason why you need to manage this, guys. You have to manage it, and I'll always go through full practice before I hit X to complete it. I'll always go through full practice because they snuck someone's in full practice that absolutely needed to not practice. And then you see here, what's the benefits? Guys getting the increased composure going into the game. Of course, with no practice or limited practice, they're subjected to decreased composure. Right? No practice, they get no XP for the practices. But when you get a full practice in, or even a limited practice, I think even with the limited practice, you get XP. You know what I mean? But the full practice, you absolutely get the XP. And that's a major thing to me, right? Because it helps with the development overall of your players. So why not utilize that? So yes, do those things. When I tell you, don't ignore it, don't ignore it. Manage it, because here's the key. That practice, that weekly training simulator, it adds wear and tear to the players, as it showed. What's the post practice report? You don't want to have a guy get banged up in practice and you're starting running back, right? It's you mismanage your roster during the offseason. You only got one good running back. The other guys are 60 overalls, right? You don't want to run the ball with them like that. Okay, cool. Let's say you go to practice, you go to weekly training for their practice, right? The simulator. And you simulate your running back to have a full day of practice, but the post practice report tells you if you give them a full practice, -3 on speed, -3 on broken tackles. He's gonna have a sore ankle, like sore shoulder, and you go through with it anyway. And then he gets some plays in the game, and now he's out for 6 weeks or 10 weeks. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, that's the other thing. The other thing is they are ridiculous. I'm telling you right now, they are ridiculous when it pertains to the the injuries. So manage it well, manage it properly. Don't be afraid to give a player or two who's really important to your season. Give them a week off. Give them a week off to heal. Right? If you're playing a team that you know, again, we're good, we can beat them without these guys, without these 2 or 3 guys, cool. Off. They get an off week. They get to heal. They get to fully rest and get their wear and tear back down to the lowest to where they are good to go going forward. Because again, you want to make sure that you're the wear and tear sliders. Also, they're a little OP, leading to bad injuries and to me unrealistic results. So what did I do? I went and I dropped these things. I dropped them all to 20. I dropped them to 20 just to test it out, and I've seen better results. Where guys, yes, their injuries are still happening, but it's not as frequent, man. I think the first season when I left it where it was, I can't remember exactly what the standard one is before I dropped it. I had 7 players out for the season. And I'm just like, what in the world is going on? Like, why is this a thing? And it's because of this new training simulator. Because I know on the beta was real bad with because like guys would get hurt in practice on the beta. Like I'll be sitting there going through it, just trying to test it out, see what happens. Next thing you know, a guy hurt, like he tore an ACL in practice. No, and not saying that that's unrealistic. That does happen. We know that. Come training camp, it happens every year that some player that no one wants, especially for their fantasy team, dear God, he got hurt during a practice, right? Non-contact injury. It happens every season. So yes, people like players get hurt in practice. But the point for me is it's not that it's unrealistic. It's the way it's happening and at the rate it was happening. So I dropped the sliders down to reduce the wear and tear. For example, trying to run the ball 16 times with one running back, and he's out there just banged up mid-game. Keywan Lacey, Ole Miss star running back, just broke down his game last week on the Locked On NFL Draft podcast that I co-host with my guy Keith Sanchez, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday on your favorite podcasting platforms. Go subscribe. But just a cheap plug. Don't boo me. All right, relax. It's all business here. But get like when we just broke him down, he had 306 carries last year. You think he was out there limping around every game after the 15th tackle, the 15th carry, and he caught like almost 15 passes? No. So adjust the sliders that really work the way you do. All right. And here's so like I said, don't that was another don't. My last do, so I want to make a quicker video. My last do, and I've said this before, I'm gonna say it again. Build your offensive line. Dear God, please build your offensive line. If you are playing on Heisman, build your offensive line. Number one, the pass rush for the opposing teams they're going to get home. They're going to get home. The defense will send pressure. They will blitz you still. You know what I mean? They will blitz you. But not only that, they're going to blitz you, but they're going to, with this new aggressive and ultra aggressive settings that you can handle pre-snap for your defense to play to play aggressive and trigger downhill and click and close underneath routes. The CPU will run Tampa 2, and they will absolutely send their guys depending on the down and distance. You're going to get aggressive or ultra aggressive, right? And if your offensive line is already struggling to protect, so now they do ultra aggressive. They're playing Tampa 2, but they might play Tampa 2 and then they got a cat blitz from the nickel. So then you're sitting there like, dear God, I can't get any time back here on 3rd and 8, which is the whole point of what they're doing, right? It's the whole point, right? So the point is, for me, telling you guys, my family here, hey, build that offensive line, all right? Build it. Hmm? Eh? What could go wrong? Nothing. Nothing. But you know what can go wrong when you don't build up your offense? Everything. Every single thing. So let me say this again. build that offensive line. Get those guys, right? Get your archetypes, whatever you feel. I'm gonna tell you right now, pass protector, hey, tackles all day long. All day long. All right. Pass protector at tackle all day long. You hear me? Listen, no bones about it. Let me get those guys that I can sit on the island that they can go handle their business. And I know for a fact we are good. That's what matters to me. Huh? That's what matters to me, guys. So again, that's my do's and don'ts. I'm gonna run through it one more time before I close out this video. Do's, jump into the actual practice simulator, the practice mode, figure out your team, your quarterback's throwing motion, his accuracy, timing, running back movement patterns, wide receivers and tight ends, route running. Okay, do that. Don't ignore the weekly training simulator and manage it properly. And do not be afraid to give players a week off so they can heal from the action that you gone 4 or 5 straight games and you don't have a bye. Hey, that wear and tear is real. It is real. So give some guys that are important to your season the week off so they can heal, they can be in the training room, they can get better, because that's what really and truly matters. What you also do, your last do, build the offensive line, man. Don't let the CPU dominate you in the trenches. Games are won and lost in the trenches, guys. But listen, I'm Coach Dame. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I am against microtransactions in EA College Football 27 all around. I don't care if it's Road to Glory. I don't care if it's Dynasty. Get it out of the game, EA. We don't need it. We don't want it. We didn't ask for it. And we are not here for it. But as always, I hope that this video was actionable, entertaining, engaging, knowledgeable, all the good vibes, all of the good things, all the good vibes, that it earns your like, comment, your share, your subscription, and you hitting the bell notification as well, so you know whenever I drop content on this channel. And guys, I am actually working on, like I said, I'm be filming the Coastal Carolina episode 1 rebuild very soon in my next 2 days and everything. I may drop a video before that as well. I'm planning on dropping the CCU episode 1. I'm aiming, the day is what, Wednesday? It's Wednesday morning. I'm aiming for Friday. I'm aiming for Friday for that. Friday at work Saturday, but I want to get my QB archetypes. I got to talk to y'all about that. I want to get my QB archetype video done as well. So as always, man, stay tapped into the channel. I'm Coach Dame. I'll see you around the way.